A religious charter school may be on the rise. Hi, I'm Shaylee Reed, and this is ENN Now.
And I'm Jonathan Stin. The Archdiocese of Oklahoma City is planning to submit an application for charter authorization next month. The application follows an opinion from the Attorney General saying that religious charter schools are constitutional permissible. State law does prohibit religious charter managers and religious instruction in charter schools, but Attorney General John O'Connor says recent Supreme Court rulings could mean that part of the state's law is unconstitutional. Critics argue that if this charter school would be accepted, it would be a violation of the First Amendment's Establishment Clause. The Establishment Clause is a law that prohibits the government from making any law respecting an establishment of religion. This law also prohibits the government from the unduly preference of religion over non-religion.
Education leaders and lawmakers are still talking about a controversial bill that would potentially allow schools to hire full-time teachers without a degree. Last week, ENN Now told you about the law and the media reports on the changes, but lawmakers who drafted the change say that's not what the bill does. The bill removes the limitations on adjunct teachers and would allow them to work full-time rather than part-time, but it doesn't actually change the education requirements for adjuncts. The adjunct law was already in place. The Oklahoman reported that some schools use adjuncts for a variety of positions, such as art teachers who may not have a college degree but have experience as artists. This law would allow them to work full-time rather than part-time, but lawmakers say most districts use adjuncts who have advanced degrees such as doctors or lawyers.
A group of Oklahoma residents have withdrawn their petition to put a state question on the ballot to protect the right to abortion. Records show that proponents of this citizen-led initiative notified the Secretary of State's office on Wednesday of their plans to withdraw. The petition was led by Roger Cootie, a hairstylist from Tulsa, Oklahoma, hoping to protect the rights of women in this state. To get the question on the ballot, they would have had 90 days to get 173,000 signatures on the petition.
It's a successful splashdown for NASA's Artemis mission. For details, here's ENN's Alyssa Carter.
NASA's Artemis mission landed last Sunday off the west coast of Mexico. It was a record-breaking mission, and Artemis and the Orion capsule traveled more than 1.4 million miles around the moon before returning safely back to Earth. This marks the official completion of the Artemis 1 flight test. NASA tested Orion in the harsh environments of space before beginning to fly astronauts back on Artemis 2. During this mission, Orion did 2 lunar flybys, coming in within 80 miles of the moon's surface. Orion traveled more than 1,000 times faster than where the International Space Station orbits the Earth. It also stayed in space longer than any spacecraft without docking to a space station. Through the Artemis mission, NASA hopes to send humans back to the moon, and the mission will include the first woman of color to land on the surface of the moon.
Here she comes. The country is about to select a new Miss America, and an Oklahoman meteorologist is in the running. Miss America 2023 will be the 101st year for the competition. It will be held this Thursday, December 15th. Oklahoma's own Megan Gold, a meteorologist from Tulsa's News on 6, will be competing for the state. Oklahoma has not won a Miss America since 2006.
Who is the best college football player in the country? Let's find out with ENN's Banning Lutzenberger.
The dynamic quarterback Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy Saturday night after leading the Trojan turnaround, making USC the first school to take college football's Best Player of the Year award 8 times. Williams, who played last season at Oklahoma, is the 4th transfer to win the Heisman Award in the last 6 years, joining Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Joe Burrow.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for joining us.
Be sure to keep checking our website and social media pages for more news from our team of student journalists.